Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to math. Last class, we learned about relationships between segments. Today, we're still doing relationships. The only difference is today we're doing angle relationships, okay? The way angle relationships work is a few weeks ago when I did the vocab, I gave you a few words that we're going to use today. Those words are alternate, exterior, meaning alternate means outside, exterior, or actually alternate is the opposite. Opposite, exterior means outside. I got overexcited there. So alternate means opposite, meaning the two opposite sides. Exterior means on the outside. We cover this on the vocab. I'm just doing a little recap. We also did alternate interior, which is opposite on the inside. We did corresponding. And then we did consecutive interior angles, which was angles are on the inside because they're inside. Consecutive mean they're like next to each other. When you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, notice that 3 and 4 are consecutive to each other. So consecutive interior angles. These words, again, you guys already covered them in the vocab from previous weeks. Today we're going to put them into the text. So we have these two lines, okay? We have these two lines that are, hopefully you guys know what they are, because we covered them already. What kind of lines are these? They're parallel, right? Now, this other line passed through, okay? It passed through those two lines. I didn't see them, it just passed through them. This line is called, it's also in your vocab, a transversal, meaning a line that passes through 2 points. Okay, you have a point there and a point there. Okay, it intersects on the first one, but when you do more than one intersection, it's called a transversal. Now that we have this transversal, we have a bunch of angles that we have to label. We have angle 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. On these angles, we have to find, again, we're dealing with angle relationships, okay? We have to find angles that share alternate exteriorly, that are shared alternate interiorly, correspondingly, and consecutive interior angles as well, okay? We're going to do the first one, which is alternate exterior. When it comes to alternate exterior angles, notice that it says opposite, so we know that it has to be one on each side of the line. The line we're going to focus on is always your transversal, okay? That's the line we always focus on. Since the line is a transversal is going up and down, we're going to focus on one side of the transversal and then the other side of the transversal. So they're opposite on the outside. Notice that we have these two lines. Think of a house. These are the walls on the inside, right? So this is on the inside. This is the outside because there's nothing to cover them, so you can see them from far away. So this is the outside, the bottom and the top. Opposite, so we can choose one of those angles. We're going to choose angle 1. So we're going to say angle 1 is alternate exterior of angle 1 is angle 8. Because they're both on the opposite side, they're on the outsides, okay? They cannot be next to each other. Remember, they're opposites on the outside. So opposite of 1 would be 8. It can also be 2 and 7. Okay? So there's multiple ones you can choose from. Let me do it in another color. We have 2 and 7 as well. So alternate exterior angles would be angle 1, comma, angle 8, or angle 2, comma, angle 7. Okay? Those are our alternate exteriors. Alternate interiors, again with the inside this time, so we know we're dealing with just the middle, right? Because we're on the inside. So we can say that angle 4, again, alternate, they're opposites. On the inside, we can say angle 4 is congruent to angle 5. And vice versa, angle 6 and 3. We can say angle 4, comma, angle 5, or angle 3, comma, angle 6. Those are alternate interior because they're opposites on the inside. Okay? If you guys remember, corresponding angles are angles that are on a different line. Okay, now we're going to focus on the lines here. They're on the line. They're the same angle. Okay, just on another line. Angles that can pull that off are, we can say angle 1, meaning that another angle that has the same measurement, if these two are parallel, let's say angle or line X, line Y are parallel, our Y crossing is line A, we can say that angle 1 has the same exact measurement as angle 5. Because the lines are parallel, the transversal cuts perfectly symmetrically to it, so therefore angle 1 and angle 5 are corresponding. You can say angle 3 and 7 are also corresponding, 2 and 6, or 4 and 8. Okay? So there's a lot of possibilities. Just keep in mind, they have to equal the same amount. Think of congruent. They're congruent angles. And finally, consecutive interior angles. Consecutive interior, like I said, they're consecutive mean they're next to each other. So consecutive interior angles can be 3 and 5. Or they can be 4 and 6. Notice that there's no wall between them. There's no line. They can see each other. The measurement of two angles that are congruent on the inside, if it's a symmetrical transversal, it always equals 180. But only if the transversal and the lines are parallel. Okay, so they should equal 180 degrees. And that are consecutive interior angles. So here's your assignment. Alright guys, so here's your assignment. Your assignment for today is, have something similar to what I just did on the board. Okay? Notice I changed the numbers a bit. Okay? You guys are going to give me as many as you can for each one of them. For alternate exterior, alternate interior, corresponding, and consecutive interior angles. Okay? Remember, they also are on your notes from the vocab that I gave you guys a few weeks ago. I give you an example in case you guys are still a little fuzzy. There's also an example in there. So, as soon as you're done watching the video, like I said, make sure you submit. So there should be a few for each one of them. I'll be waiting for your email.